Hello, everybody. It's a black stream. It's a black screen on the black screen. If you're watching this VOD, skip ahead a minute or two. We're going to try a channel update stream. I wonder if anyone cares about it without having the game. It's going to be a fascinating... I'm going to find out who my real friends are. Just discovered there's some sort of play ad button back here. I think you know. People watching the VOD are already going to get that. I would love to go back to a more innocent time when YouTube channels weren't all monetized. They're actually kind of pushing against that in a way. Because they're like, yeah, we want to keep profitable videos up. But, I mean, the fact that someone like Deceased Crab never did that with his channel is something I respect immensely. Okay, you guys let me know if you can hear me. Now I'm going to bring up channel script, get things as ready as I can. All right, channel update time at, I don't know, we're like about a minute in. All right, we're trying a Steam update, or a stream update. Item 1. In theory, this is going to save me 800 hours of editing time because it takes me forever to get through a channel update. I like record them 12 times and yeah, whatever. Because you say the word a lot when you're freewheeling, and I try not to, but I'm terrible for it. Audio's a little low. I think it's okay. Nothing I say actually matters. Nothing really matters. Do I get sued if I finish that lyric? Okay, I cranked the gain a little bit. Let me know if I... Now. Just wing it. Well, okay, so my script is not something I read. It's bullet points, so I don't forget something. Like here, for example, plug the Patreon. Put that at the end because I don't want to forget that, because I don't put any Patreon stuff in the videos because I kind of want to respect the supreme artistry of the games. No one's ever really gone. Yay! That ended well. All right. Hey Dave, have you ever considered Raid Shadow Legends chilling? Oh my goodness. Hey guys, check out this new cell phone game I've got. Is it even on? I don't play games on my cell phone. I don't know. If it wasn't for you, I still would know very little about Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or Fire Emblem. Hey, well, you're welcome. I'm glad you like it. Is I guess the important thing. There's some good video games. I do have a cell phone. I think cell phone games are the polite way of putting it would be they're not for me. My cell phone gaming experiences, I fall asleep to Final Fantasy Randomizer at night. That's what I do, because it like one of the tricks to falling asleep is to try thinking of unassociated things. And randomizers, when they scramble everything, they kind of simulate that, and I kind of care who wins, but I kind of don't. And so you follow the action enough to not be distracted by like things going on. And I try to do that with my Let's Plays as well. I've had some people being like, dude, this is, I don't know, this is quiet and low energy. And it's like, yeah, watch me in bed. I struggle with insomnia. I'm trying to take care of you guys. Yeah, put me on in the background when you're doing something boring at work. That's what I'm trying to go for. Just let's bring the panic down. Because when I started Let's Playing, everyone was doing like angry video game nerd knockoffs. And I wanted to be Bob Ross, who swears a little. All right, what's next? Okay, so Sins of a Solar Empire with Star Trek Armada 3 mod is next. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I play horribly because I spend so much time. I haven't played since I did my tutorials, and I like don't remember anything about the game, and I just sit back. Just put me to sleep. No, stay awake for this update. There's something important at the end. I'm begging later. Yeah, I like I'm sitting back and zooming in on all of the ships. I play as Federation because I am boring. I pick human if I can pick my race. I make them look like me. I always pick male because I am male. I pick human because I'm human. I give them the same haircut if I can. I got the Commander Shepard special right now. Um, yeah, I like being me generally. I'd change a couple things. If I could fly, I'd take it. Pull the Dwight Schrute. But anyway, yeah, I took the Federation. I love Federation. Get myself a little. It didn't have a Constitution class there. I was. Not gonna lie, the first episode is about 10 minutes of me being like, okay, where is it? Alright. Did play female Biothirst. Well, I mean, that's different. You're not supposed to pretend you're Byleth. Alright. Anyway, Master of Orion 2 is done. The last episode went up yesterday. Normally it's like going into the future. I'll sort of announce when the Let's Play is coming up, but yeah, in this case it's a thing of the past because I wanted to have like a special slot for the FF7 remake demo because I'm pretty pumped about it. Watch the other episode if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's gonna be good. The game probably. I like the game's odds about as much as the quality of my upcoming Let's Play for it. Hey, I don't want the original series. I want a Constitution refit to destroy a Sovereign class starship because that's where it is in my heart. I like playing Star Trek Online and I just keep the Constitution class and I just like cruise around and I make the hull plating a little bit darker so that when I like look at my ship from the side I just see the blue light and it looks great. Yeah, super sneaky plan is to play Sins of Solar Empire for a little bit until the FF7 remake. That is coming out on April 10th. I expect to have about 20 episodes of Wiggle Room, maybe 15, for a game to sneak into the middle. So that's there's an opening if you guys know of a small one. I might try finding a Mega Man game to throw in there. They're good because you can control the length of the episode so easily. Klingon Academy. I don't know, Darcy. I appreciate that you keep pushing it, but I don't want to be the Klingons. Although I guess it would be a space combat sim, which I've had a hankering for. Anyway, that's what's going on. If you want to be more in the know, there's a Discord for the channel if you want to get to it. The permanent invite. I'm not going to put a link for the invite in my channel because that could go out of date. I keep the invite link on the channel page up to date. So if you check the chat log right now, I'm dropping that. Ori and the Blind Forest. I feel bad, but I don't actually love Ori and the Blind Forest. But I do think I might just have to play it a little bit more because I didn't get the big platforming thing that the game is sort of built around. So I mostly just shot like 3 little sparks at enemies, but as I understand it, it's more about this other thing. So that's what's going on there. I can't really think of any other channel news. It's been pretty by the book. I went back to Master of Orion 2. I did the never again thing. So that's what's up. After calling Mutu fans cockroaches. Because they just won't go away. I'll like beat the game and they'll crawl back and be like, but did you try it on Feudal? Okay, the BSG game is good, hey? Free Space is a good... I keep hearing it's good for a space combat sim. I have never played it. I know some people were really into it. Did you ever play Distant Worlds? I know where you're going with this, and I've stayed away from Distant Worlds. Because I don't like super large scale ones. Another request I get often for Master of Orion 2, for example, is play on huge galaxy size. Just really go big. That'll be more epic. But in my opinion, that kind of leads to just a really slow late game. And usually the late game is the least interesting part of a strategy game. I should do another Sins of the Solar Empire. That's literally what I just said was coming up. Come back tomorrow. I mean, it's a Star Trek mod of it, but yeah, so 20 episodes. Worst case scenario, I'll try playing more FF12 to fill the gap, but I was hoping to do something a little bit different because we'll be on FF7 for a little while, and so I'm trying to mix it up. Go back to Hollow Knight. I gotta beat it in my private life. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, I gotta be about 3/4 of the way through, and then it's like, no, I'm like, I might only be half or a third. I don't know. It's such a big game. With Hollow Knight, I feel like if you knew the way around, I said this in the Discord the other way, if you knew the way around, it would be like really well paced and really punchy. But if you don't, I'm like messing around. EVO, the old SNES game, I've played it. I got to the last chapter. It's a cool idea. Dragon Quest Builders 2 building episodes. I mean, I've seen things you people wouldn't even believe. That's an option. That's nice and flexible. We can end that whenever we want. In theory, part of why the stream started when it did, and later on something's going to happen, and it's completely unrehearsed, so I'm very curious as to see how it goes. I was stuck on an explorer's shore island where you can't save, and so it's like, I gotta wrap this up. You're not good at Sins. I got bad news. All right. Yeah, I think we got some good options here. Pick something short and then buff it out with Dragon Quest Builders for a couple days. I've done some fun things on the island. I want to get a crisscrossing bridge network built up somewhere. I'll show you guys what I have in mind, maybe. Yeah, Sins of a Solar Empire is coming up tomorrow, once I upload it. Technically, it's coming up never, but there's files sitting on my computer. So, are you guys just trolling me now with everyone being like, I hope Sins of a Solar Empire comes out soon? Alright. Yeah, I swear it'll happen tomorrow. Alright, moving on. So, I started a company called Reclamation Games. We're working on a video game. Would you like to see a demo of it? I promised I'd show something. It's relatively untested right now because, again, I did not super prepare for things because I ran out of time. I refuse to lose progress in a video game. But if I want to get the chat, I have a lot of complex stuff going on here. Yes, give me the demo. Okay, so welcome. This is the debug area for a game I'm working on. I guess I should plug in my controller, currently in PlayStation 2 mode. Or PlayStation 4 mode, pardon me. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. All right, this is Reyna. So this is not the game. This is the debug area. So the debug area is where I test out different aesthetics. A lot of it's just super generic, and you'll see more and more of that as we go. Is this Orpheus inspired? Yeah, this is loosely based on the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. I don't lean into that too much anymore, but people who know the myth, I think, will really appreciate it. Yeah, so this is Reyna working on a Metroidvania game, but this is the debug area. So you can see this little line in the background. That would normally be obscured by a door, but for regression testing, what I do is every time I make a new feature, I have to go check out that it works. So the very first thing is walking. So this is the area that's walking. I mean, so walking's working. Next thing, Reyna's got this tiny little jump, which is actually a pretty good jump if you're a normal person, but we gotta just check that it works. Next thing is platforming in this game's a little bit different. You're just trying to get your hips above, and then she'll ascend the ledge. So that's where I test that out. Crouching is a little shifty right now. I've actually considered not having it in the game or like adjusting it, but this is an area to test out crouching, which has a different movement state. So testing out different biome aesthetics and just different ways of illuminating a room. Also a door, our first one. And this is also testing out like, hey, the camera's bounding on the right, now it's bounding on the left and it quickly transitions, whereas the other rooms went smoothly together. So I'm just gonna try to explain every little thing and you'll get like maybe a little bit of a feel. Okay, now things get interesting. So now we can jump platforming style. If you're playing a game with any degree of platforming, oh yeah, and that's just to test. If you see in the top left, it animates when you gain more health. If you're playing any real platforming game, you have to be able to jump. Yeah, only real-time lighting in the game. This one doesn't seem to be illuminating very much, though. Maybe the light got deleted. In a platforming game, you basically have to be able to jump at least twice the character's height. So we got that. Down into a mining area. This is to test just a little tiny detail, but she just leaves one foot up if it's dangling. Different aesthetics again. I'm not gonna go too far into this. Yes, this is my game, and then this one's in development right now. And the way it's implemented in the debug area is a bit different than how it'll be used in the game. I think it'd look better in the game. But just to test things out, like, okay, how are we gonna get illumination? Yeah, this is my game. I've been working on this for years. I quit my job to work on this, to make a Metroidvania of this. This is going to be strictly linear. Oh, you can see I placed the light a little bit too high. But again, it's the debug area, so I don't care. Yeah, because some parts take place outdoors. About a third of the game outdoors, about 2/3 indoors in some capacity. So that's what we're trying out here. Just different things. This is like a steel texture on these platforms, which are just like to see, hey, is it easy to grab, this sort of thing? The answer is, I hate that. Who needs a job? Yeah, I have money to last handfuls of weeks left. But I mean, things are starting to get a little bit close. So I'm going to show an elevator. I hate the texture on the floor. That's going to change. But again, this is areas where I'm more experimental. Hop down the elevator. You can see the camera's tight and zoomed in here because we moved inside. I can't really show you. You know what? No, I'll show you something. We would be able to see the exterior of this building. And this is a little barrier. We'd get into their purposes later on. Yeah. So, yeah, I will go a little bit further. I put this barrier up to test something else. Eventually, this is like a kind of obscure thing for just this biome. The game's partitioned into different biomes like most Metroidvania games. And this one's super story driven. But yeah, you can see a full debug texture on that thing. Incorrectly positioned too, I might add. I was experimenting with the idea of having mushrooms down here, just to show, because this is underneath like it's underneath a natural area. Do things approach you from deeper in the simulation? Oh, I get what you're asking. No, generally speaking, this game takes place on a mostly 2D plane, essentially. So you have your jumping as one axis and moving back and forth on the other. I know like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze does have a bit more variety in the Z-plane. Secretly, I haven't decided this right now. I'm trying to find a difference. Just a theme of this game is going to be like the concept of consequence. So I don't want enemies to just disappear when you die. So I used like forward and back on the Z-plane. The current plan is just that's where they go when they're defeated. And I think that would, I don't want to give away too much right now because again, you know, you'll find out more about this in subsequent updates, possibly the very next one. But I think it would have a bit more punch in my game, and it would be in a way more interesting. because in some games you defeat an enemy, no big deal. In this one, there's some informational significance to whether something happens. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Tell you what, I just have to go into Unity, and we're just gonna adjust Reyna. I'm gonna give Reyna, I'll give her 1 power up, and I'm just gonna take this barrier off. If I can even find it. All right, there you are. So let's turn this off. This could crash the game. I don't really know the significance of disabling it in the middle of what I'm doing. Pile of dead bodies all to the left. Yeah, I mean, it could happen, right? All right, this is saving. When you approach a fountain, you save at fountains. You can hear the water running as you get closer and closer. We're locked in here because this is to force you to save. That health vial is to... No, that has to do with consequence as well. That's to test a thing that was very difficult to code. But yeah, you save. That now becomes a quick travel location later on. And we're into a bit more of a platforming centric. Also, you might notice Rain is wearing a scarf now. I'll address that in a moment. We have a lighting bug in this room. No further questions, please. So this is an upgrade that lets her dash around a little bit. And this is where I think I actually started doing a pretty good job of the controls, if I do say so myself. You can see we're now trapped in this room. It's a level 2. Camera's not clipping here. That's intentional. Door will not open for us. We grab a level 2 security card. Now it does. And now we have cutscenes. This area just sort of shows all the different things that can happen with cutscenes. I'm not going to elaborate on that right now. That's mostly of significance to me. Probably won't show a ton more right now because, again, I don't want to do the drip feed thing. But you might be able to see that we have, with just one upgrade, the ability to have pretty decent platforming controls and capabilities within the game. Got yourself a nice dash jump, and there's other stuff you can integrate with it. There, we can see that building we went into before was outside. Camera zooms in to clip inside the interior of the building. That's just a little bit of what I've been working on. Right now, if I keep going very far to the right, we'll go past a whole bunch of other stuff I've coded, which I'll show later on. I'm going to go more into like the more complex artifacts. Do all cool characters wear scarves? I guess that'll depend on your opinions of a lot of characters, but Proto Man's got one, so it's a good start. Shinobi wears one. This is actually based on how Shinobi wears a scarf in Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, the Celeste dashes. So this is kind of an interesting thing that I've talked about in other channel updates. But I watched Mega Man. I played Mega Man X a lot, and Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6 have what I would describe as a good punchy dash, where it sort of has like this pop when it starts, and I don't know, you move a really discrete amount, and then it sort of pops again when you stop. Mega Man X has this very smooth dash where like it's like butter, and you can link 100 dashes together, and it's silky smooth. And I used to think the two styles were mutually exclusive, but Celeste kind of found a balance. So they made their move code public, so I looked at it and thought about it for a little while. And so the big change I did because of that, if you want to know the big thing, in Celeste, you have an ultra high acceleration and a very low terminal velocity. So that's a thing I sort of gleaned from it. My values are all very different, but they have a really weird scale in that game too. It's not exactly clear Madeline may be 3 inches or 100 meters. Like, it all depends on how you interpret the scale. But if we assume she's, about 1.65 meters tall, then you can sort of translate it. And the physics are different than mine. But yeah, I looked at that, and I studied Mega Man X intensely because that was the feel I wanted, where like Reina can really cruise around. You can switch into these other things, and there's a little bit you have to do to keep your momentum feeling good. And then, yeah, later on I'll show some cool artifacts that she can get that accentuate this really well, I think. And yeah, I don't know. You'll see. It's going to be cool. There's a lot of cool things I'm not showing you. Right now she has just one artifact to help her jump higher and one to give her the dash. And that can get integrated into other stuff. Yeah, the goal I was coming up with is just like Guacamelee has a thing where every ability you get has a combat application and a platforming one. So like, your rising uppercut is almost like a double jump, and later on you get a double jump ability, so it's almost like a triple. And you can dash sideways, and you can do all these things. I did not do something like that, but I sort of thought about the multi-utility of every ability. And so, yeah, Scarf draws a line. I spent a lot of time getting that dash effect, getting everything, the flare duration and everything. Thanks for noticing. It's a pain. There was a funny bug a little while ago, so if she dashed on a slope, she would immediately lose. She'd keep the trail but lose the glow. That was kind of a funny one. Well, hold on a sec. Do you want to join us? This is streaming right now. Okay, Mrs. Get David's here. They might ask you questions. Yeah. And they're a group of deplorables. Can you guys hear her?
Whoops.
Can you step on? Ah, goodness, the headphones are going.
Believe it or not, I can hear you talking outside of the room.
My voice carries.
Yes.
All right. You're about to witness a domestic dispute. Maybe your ears are too sensitive.
People need entertainment these days, right?
Yeah. Who dissed? This is my wife. This is Miss Good Dave. Deplorables indeed. I forget what we were talking about, but you know what? Okay, we'll go to questions. Anyway, I think I have a good control scheme, and I don't say that lightly. I had to redo things like 5 times in the end, but I got it.
Get saved.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a typo.
Yeah, I assume as well, but that's it's like a church slogan.
What?
Welcome back to Get Saved on Sundays at 3 p.m.
No.
How do you do the dash effect trail renderer for the scarf? Whoa, Tabral guy, another game dev with technical questions. After images are, it is using her mesh as a template for a particle effect, and then dropping clusters of them at pulses, and it copies the image she's at for each one. And then there's a distortion ripple you can kind of see. Maybe I can get a good location. That fires. You can see that ring that rippled out if the compression, was good for it.
No, Reina is not based on me.
You've read the script. Who is she like?
You.
I think Reina, Jericho, and the Inquisitor are like me.
Reina is based on me as loosely as you can base the form of somebody walking off weird things.
Some of her animations are based on you.
When you'll be like, do this.
Walk off, go on the stairs, walk off them, but pretend you can't see the house there.
Let me push you on the hardwood.
Stand on the slippery hardwood floor and let me push you and stand to keep your balance.
I mean, in that sense, yeah. Totally.
We attached a scarf to you to watch how it moved. Yeah. In real life, if you're wearing a scarf and you jump off something, it takes quite a while for it to separate from your body.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you want to say anything about music?
I don't know. Do I? What do you want me to say?
Any plan to implement snow on the ground? Yes.
Was this a prior debate about the Tootsie Roll thing?
What?
Did you read this?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll?
Was this like a debate I missed earlier?
I think he's just asking a random question.
Okay, well my answer is 1 and then you bite it.
Man, read between those lines.
or don't.
Drop my controller in fear. No, Raina, come back.
What program did I use to make the music? Ooh, what program didn't we use? I can answer.
So, well, a lot of the music was recorded live. So some of the programs were guitar.
I wrote sheet music in Sibelius, and we had musicians play it. Yep, and we recorded, and then we did some processing at the studio, and then I'm also using Ableton.
That was in Pro Tools.
In Pro Tools, and then I'm also using Ableton Live and specifically Massive.
Massive is the
native
same.
native instruments. So
yeah,
a bunch of stuff.
Yep. for that's for the more synthetic stuff. Like we recorded some synth stuff at the studio, but they didn't really specialize in that, so there was like just preset voices and
then I got to learn how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, they want to know what you thought of the remake demo. I mentioned that you played it.
Yes, I liked it. I played it till the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, because going in, you were like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, and then I'm like, here, I'll set it this way.
It's pretty dark.
Like tonally or aesthetically?
No, tonally.
What's the favorite piece you have composed for the game soundtrack?
I don't know.
Okay.
It depends what kind of mood I'm in. Am I in like
the boss fight is
just like because some of the intense pieces I lost a lot of sleep over because my brain would just keep running the music while I was sleeping, and then I was in a state of panic all the time.
Yeah, when you were composing the boss fight, you were pretty wired.
Like
and
the end stuff too.
You guys, I have not shared some of the pieces of music because you don't deserve to hear them. You got to beat the game to earn the right to hear a couple of them. But a lot of I think it's a backloaded soundtrack.
Oh.
Don't you think?
I feel like a lot of video games are though.
Yeah.
There's always like you have to wrap it up somehow.
A lot of structural or inspiration came from Final Fantasy VI, where it plays Dancing Mad, which is like this 20-minute tribute to insanity. Very.
Do I have the sheet music for that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got through it one time.
Yeah, you got through it one time, and the other times you're like, "This is too long, and I'm gonna have a panic attack."
Like, oh, it's 20 pages.
And then it goes into the ending character medley, and then balance is restored, and then the prelude plays while the end is on the screen. So like that whole sequence of like this insane musical onslaught is something we copied for the end. We have arguably 4 final pieces to the music. People, oh man, everyone cares about you. They're bored of me.
They hear your voice all the time.
I tried watching one of my Let's Plays the other day, just to because I try that every once in a while.
Was it earlier?
This was like a month ago, and I heard my voice, and I was like, I'm sick of this guy.
I always, when I hear my voice recorded, I'm like, my voice is not that high. I think you have a pretty high voice. I think it every time.
Yeah. You have a pretty high voice.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway, they want to know about favorite Final Fantasy game. You can also refer to it as Nessa Pop. If you don't.
I don't know what my favorite one is.
She has not. You've played 6, 7, and 8, not 9. We played 10 for a little bit, and you were like, "This guy's whiny," and we didn't even meet Waka.
I'm trying to remember.
It doesn't matter.
Is that a good opinion?
It mimics mine.
Okay.
So Terra, Locke, Cloud, or Cloud and Tifa, or Squall and Renoa.
I feel like I'm being evaluated here because if I don't,
I don't think there's a wrong choice. I have a favorite of those 3, but I don't think there's a wrong choice.
I don't know. You
could also say just Chrono.
They're all good.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite Dragon Quest?
I also Oh well, we're talking about Dragon Quest now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think Dragon Quest is my favorite series.
Yeah.
So, probably 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not 5. You don't want to watch a couple
It's
Watch
sad.
a family be shattered.
Five is the Netflix one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Poor
wow,
Lucas had a rough life.
Really sucky life. And it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. He's just gonna turn into a hate blogger.
Oh. Wow, good thing there's no social media.
Yeah. He'd just be tweeting about that all day.
He just writes in his journal.
Yeah. You're complaining about this? My dad was murdered in front of my eyes by the guy trying to kill everyone.
And then my mom.
Yeah, and then he finished the pair.
Oh boy.
Dragon Quest VIII Let's Play when a Switch version comes out, which would also possibly be the happiest day of my life.
That would be amazing. I do really like the Dragon Quest VIII soundtrack.
I would have done it for 3DS, but they went with the synthetic soundtrack. It's a deal breaker. What's your favorite game soundtrack? And then they really want to know about your experience writing music, which is actually really interesting, I think.
What is it?
Your musical background is very unusual. How old were you when you told your piano teacher you didn't want to learn theory ever again?
Oh, like early elementary? I was like, no, piano theory is not for me. I was like, I'm not doing these worksheets. And then she just kind of listened. But then if you're taking music lessons, you should really know theory. So note to self, don't say that to a teacher.
Yeah. But then you took it in university.
Yeah, and then I took it in university.
To fill in the gaps.
And then I had a prof in university, and I took private piano with a prof, and I was like, hey, just so you know, I didn't do a lot of theory, and here's all the things I rely on to cheat, so don't let me use them. And so she just made me work.
Yeah.
It was really painful.
And she loved
really good.
She thought you were good.
Oh, yeah. I guess piano is my primary instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned guitar on the side because, well, just acoustic. I'm not very good. I just chord, and that gets me by. But I learned it because
punk band.
Piano's not very portable, and I was out at camp and stuff, so trying to find a 300-foot extension cord for a piano wasn't practical. So
well, you could just move in it like a grand.
Yeah. No problem. Just
call that a run.
Calling a helicopter.
Okay, what's your favorite soundtrack? And you did not do Royal Conservatory like it was.
Oh yeah, no.
Went off the book.
I did some like funky other program called Lyle of Fletcher, which totally is.
She shakes, which is totally head shakes, stare down at floor.
Hey.
Picard facepalm.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my best training came from playing with other musicians, though.
Yeah. Do I have a favorite instrument? I played trombone.
No, you asked me something
I'm
else.
horrible. Oh yeah, what's your favorite soundtrack? We'll get to that first.
Oh boy.
Oh, and how many years of experience do you have with music? Probably around 20. 5. in like various degrees, ranging from like very intense to lessons. What college did Get Dave go to? And now it just seems like you're trying to get my passwords. Use a password manager. Good luck. I lie in all my identity questions.
I will not tell you my mother's maiden name or what's the other ones.
Favorite pet.
My first car, make and model.
Oh yeah. Xenogears OST, best OST. No, but it's good. Okay, what's your favorite game soundtrack though? Gotta loop back to that.
I'd have to think. I find these questions pressureful. If people ask them at a party, I just like, oh, I don't know, what's yours?
They're getting to see why you're bad at platformers.
Until I don't have to answer. That's true. It's the same reason why I don't like platformers, because it requires
make a decision immediately now.
Decisions. And I'm like, I panicked and hit attack, and that was the wrong button.
I need to reflect on this.
Did you tell them we were playing Towerfall?
Yeah, I wanted to do that on the stream, and you said no. I tried to tricked you into playing Towerfall with me. Yeah.
You'd have to trick me pretty well to make that
public. Nier Automata best OST. I think I need to play. Will you ever start a Let's Play channel?
I will not.
No. You have Let's Played.
When you've gone to the bathroom.
Did that happen?
Yeah,
you did FTL for the 1000th episode
no, you
special.
No. There was another time. Maybe we were just streaming.
I think that would have been
but
a stream.
You went to the bathroom, and I was like, don't leave me alone. I don't know how to do this. So no, I will not.
Yeah. All right. That's the demo for the game, everybody. And talk with this is good Dave. Okay. Oh yeah. We didn't get to. What's your favorite song on the soundtrack?
I said it depends what mood I'm
Okay,
in. Sometimes
pick two, and just like, because when you get these questions, like it doesn't matter if it's your exact, like, what's your top 3 movies? It's
Okay,
like this one might be number 4.
If
It's
you
like,
ask me
fine.
tomorrow, the answer might be different.
But
I will always love the Italian Job in the what is your favorite?
I think they mean
question.
in your soundtrack.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying that's my only consistent answer
It's a very good
across
movie.
the board of
Yeah.
what is your favorite movie. Yes, they are. Okay.
Mario Maker 2 online play. Nope.
There's a couple games that we will never ever play for you. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is
Yeah.
another game we will not play.
Well, I mean, we did that for the 2000th episode special.
Breaker of Marriages.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was. The problem is like in Dragon Quest we're pretty close, but in platformers, like, I'm just way better at them. I've been playing them my whole life, and you have not, and you don't like them that much. And so when we play one together, like, you need to have a role that works for everyone.
I have an answer.
Okay.
My favorite pieces right now might be, and also we've changed the names a billion times, so I'm looking for confirmation.
We have changed the names of 3 songs, and the names were always set one way. She just put something different in Sibelius, and it messed everything up.
And then I saved it in every single possible file as a different name.
Yes.
So now one of the songs has like 3 names.
Yeah.
Okay, my answers are the Reina and Jericho piece.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is at the end.
Yep. Together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna say that one.
Oh, I should get married.
This passionate making out.
Then I would also say maybe The Escape.
Oh yeah. So you're picking backloaded then.
I am.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Sorry
guys, you have to beat the game to
solo.
find out.
And then the other one that I would
Piano
say,
solo.
No big deal. I
no big-
featured the piano.
This is the most.
So many of our.
I think the pianist's pretty good.
So no, that's not what I meant. I don't even perform all.
The guitar is a bit of a joke. Not a fan of the violin.
Fun fact: I don't even perform all the piano because it was too much, and I didn't want to learn it all. So I.
Yeah, and you were also
recruited
composing,
some
and you were
other
also
producing.
Producing. You and I kind of co-produced.
Anywho,
Yeah.
it was too much. So I recruited some other people for the songs I didn't want to learn. Thank you.
3 different people play piano.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we call it our piano team, actually.
Yeah, with
Kinda nice.
the piano gang.
Yeah, so it's piano centric.
Yeah. That's
That's
fine.
I
Yoko
would say
Shimomura
that-
does it.
yes, she's great.
She is.
I would say also the Absolute 2.
We don't speak about that.
Okay.
Don't say anything else about that.
Okay.
Can't tell them the title of the game. Can't tell them. Can't tell them about the music at the end because you got to beat the game if you want to hear it.
Beat the game.
So everything we listed was from the end.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
Favorite Fire Emblem crit line.
I don't know what it means.
Like when they get a critical hit, you know, they're like.
Oh, I do really like Child's Play. I think that one's really funny.
Nice. That's Dimitri, right? That sounds like something he'd say.
Yes.
He gets. So she picked Blue Lions, and there was like a person in the comment section who was like, Edelgard's evil, pick the Blue Lions. I've seen the path she walked,
brutal.
and Dimitri is a friggin' psycho.
Am I allowed to say spoilers? Is that annoying? Should I say?
We're gonna spoil Fire Emblem Awakening. This is not about my video game anymore.
Plug your ears.
No, deal. Well, welcome to the real world. It's a harsh place full of spoilers. Okay, Blue Lions.
Oh, I think it. I think also Felix says, "Saw it coming" or something like that. And I think it's funny. That's another favorite one.
Nice. Goodbye. I think Hitman Hudson got offended we're Canadians and said goodbye. Official title for the game decided. Yes. I think so. The title's complicated because I feel like the one we're on.
Titles are hard. They have to tell you so many
I feel like a
things.
marketing department would give us a hard time about it, but I have brainstormed for years, including like a couple dedicated sessions, and I've worked with other people, and we don't have better. So I picked it because I want one. It's a character-driven game. I want a character-centric title, and everyone else can deal with it. So it's like chosen for artistic reasons. So I feel kind of like, oh, I should pick something more marketable. But in my heart, I just want to be like, suck it.
So titles are super hard.
Yeah.
And also, I find I'm in a panic whenever a video game asks me to name
name a character. Oh, when that happens on camera.
It's not like, and if it's not like, well, obviously we're not going to change this character's name because that's canon.
Yeah, but when it's blank.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, no, and then it actually makes me want to not play the game. I'm like, oh cool, where's the save button? And I don't want to play it anymore.
You are the marketing department, so if you're happy with it, that's good. I'm glad you think that. The day will come when I will post the most important video in the channel's history, and spoiler, I'm going to beg you, I'm going to be like, if you like the game, tell your friends and tell them to tell their friends, etc. Ad infinitum. Please.
We're never annoying about that kind of stuff, but please just do it this once.
Yeah, or I'm just going to be a leech on the welfare system. I'm going to be at that soup kitchen.
You have to call up all your Let's Player friends.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the day you cash in every favor. Send alcohol to Quill.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one other game question?
If you had a question about the game.
There's another game. I just came in to.
What's your favorite Fire? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's my favorite what now?
Fire Emblem character.
Not Dimitri. He's the. Anywho.
He's not the worst. All right, Alder wants a bribe. You'll get one.
I do really like Annette because she's like very enthusiastic about everything, and she always like double fist pumps when she's talking. Like I just went through a support conversation where she's talking about cooking with Dedu, and she was like, "But it's gonna be so great," and there's so much fist pumping, and it's just funny.
Yep.
So I also like that Ingrid's really broody.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, she's just sad in life, so. Anywho.
Yeah. I'm your girl, and that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just happy to see lots of female characters.
Yeah. Fire Emblem, I think Three Houses might have more.
I agree with this completely. I was so excited for Blue Lines, and I kept bragging that my house was awesome, and I didn't have any like horrible characters, and then the time skip happened, and they all have bad hair, and they're all emo. Wow.
Yep. And I picked
Dimitri's enough emo for everybody.
I picked Edelgard, and I recruited all of your good characters, and I don't have to put up with him.
And then I accidentally recruited Cyril as my first one, and I can't figure out how to get him out of my
Totally
house.
Wants to make out with your mom.
Ew.
Rhea? Oh, he loves her.
Okay, I keep forgetting.
He loves her about almost as much as Leonie likes Geralt.
No, almost as much as Flayn and Sedith are like, where is she? I'm so worried about her.
Oh, / best friend. Yeah.
Yes, Dimitri loses his mind.
I like that Lawrence got rid of that. Did he?
Did he? Okay, let's have a vote.
The dark haircut has returned, more powerful than ever.
Let's have a vote. Which is the best transitional?
Best haircut transition or best transition? I think Dorothea handled it well. I think she was good before, good after.
Did I tell you that this reminded me of the how to handle puberty elegantly?
Yeah,
what's
the
his
Neville
face from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Don't knock on the table.
Oh, sorry.
If someone had headphones on, you may have killed them.
I'm sorry. Okay, I was also initially bummed about Ingrid's haircut, but I think the back thing's cool.
Yeah.
And you gotta have shorter hair because my Ingrid's a Falcon Knight, and you don't want that hair getting in the way.
No, if that gets stuck on that thing's spiral horn, that's the end of your life.
Yes.
All right.
The first one single-handedly turned me away from golden beer.
I think he means haircut.
Oh.
That's what I'm going with. Yeah, Petra. Whew. That bombshell went off.
But Mercedes is wearing a dorky hat that you can't get rid of.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I even tried to permanently change her appearance because her combat stuff was cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Hey, the game didn't crash during the demo.
Yay!
Yeah. That happens.
That was a very quiet high five for everyone.
Every 2 weeks we do a demo. to anyone who will come. So
I'm there.
Mom, no, I'm kidding. Hey, Mom, can you come over?
I don't think she's been at one.
No, I don't think so. But anyway, had a friend over for one, and it crashed on stage. It crashed a couple times. We had just updated Unity. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to catch those
Potato,
when
potato.
you have a friend.
Those are bugs that were saved.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm enjoying the banter. Take it to the Discord after if you want.
Thank you.
Channel Discord. The link was posted. Just check out the About page for my channel.
And in conclusion, Petra is awesome. I'm very sad she did not want to join my house.
Vanessa,
and she was really hard to fight.
Or
like annoyingly, everything kept missing her, and I was like, "What do I need to do?" I surrounded her. Like it was annoying. That's all I have to say. I really wish she was in my house.
Okay.
In conclusion.
No, it's not. It's there's so many Fire Emblem characters.
I only know 3 houses.
Yeah.
It's not that many.
Do you know how many people are battling around? Anyway, in this game, you're like, because sometimes recruiting them is more complicated, but in this one, she's like, "No, I want you to be better at riding a horse," and you're like, "No, can do."
But then
and then you're like, "I tried to recruit her," and it's like.
But then I couldn't remember who wanted what, and I was just like,
Petra and...
I want to be better at bow and arrow and healing, and those are always my priorities, and then I didn't get Petra.
Anyway. Felix greater than Petra, bold
Felix
statement of the night.
Pretty awesome.
Both, please. Hey, thanks, Charlie. Yeah, I'm glad. It seems like people are happy about the look of the game. I am super self-conscious about it. Sounds like you are on the golden path. I told you about what I did in Mass Effect, right?
Oh yeah, when you're trying to set it up so no one would know.
Yeah. It was so... The comments were like, in a way, frustrating because everyone was like,
"Hey dude,
Dave, you keep making all these mistakes." It's like, "Oh, you accidentally killed that person, oh, blah, blah."
Like,
and it's
was
like...
it an accident?
And then like around 4 episodes left, everyone's like, "Hey, are you doing what I think you're doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, it's no big deal." And then I gave the crazy speech from Dune. I adapted it from Mass Effect. It's like one of my happiest moments.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was going to play it straight, and then like 10 seconds in, it's like, "What do you want Shepard's backstory to be?" And one of them is soul survival, where like everyone you know got killed and your parents are dead and everything. Like you combine all these things, and it's like, oh, new plan.
Sorry, how is this related to your comment about the game?
I don't even remember. Oh, someone mentioned the golden path. So now, if people need to die, for the record, the golden path is something I think about a lot. This like in the concept it's used in Dune, this like perfect chain of cause and effect you're trying to make to navigate through all these things. Similar ideas in the story of this game, but. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the demo. If you have questions after this point, or if you're watching a VOD, put it in the... This would be a weird VOD. If you're watching it after the fact, just put it in the comments section, not in the chat thing, if you want me to see it. Thanks for coming out. Oh, yeah. I gotta check my list. Yeah, demo of the debug area. Totally did it. Forgot I put an impenetrable barrier. Plug the Patreon. Hey, if you like the creative projects I do on the channel, and you can, Patreon helps immensely. So much. Okay, you know what? Let's, I'll do one other thing. I was going to show like some character art. Should we do it next time?
Next time.
Okay, the cover for the game is done.
You can't blow your wad all in one.
Whoa! She's talking about the shotgun term, of course.
Yes.
You know, the fact that we're... Anyway. Just, if you say things with a certain subtext, it's not like a couple of bros hanging out. Yeah, wow.
Sorry, I
Demonetized!
Your
channel now has 2 strikes.
I hang out with you a lot, so sometimes these sort of expressions...
I don't say it that... I only say that now because...
We did start a swear jar for you.
I don't use it.
Well,
I'm pretty good at it now.
Swear jar.
I had a bad day yesterday. Pretty good. Completely inappropriate. I'm with my children. I only say the don't shoot your wad, don't blow your
feel
wad
bad about the kids
because okay, I think he's joking.
Oh, okay.
I
feel bad.
we flustered Raptor.
Ooh.
A boss I had at my previous job that I quit to work on this game. Support Reclamation Games. Patreon.com/getDaved. He said it in the middle of this meeting, and with like a whole bunch of people there, and all these old guys were like, We're like, that's a super dirty thing, and someone told me like, oh no, it's for like hunting with a shotgun.
Really?
And it's like, whoa! Well, today I learned. I wouldn't say it.
That's awesome.
That's like, yeah. You don't want to always preemptively attack a bad guy.
I know the Dave F-bomb on cam is rare and sacred.
There
Once a year, right?
Yeah, we have a one per year.
Are you going to still do it with YouTube New Girls?
Oh yeah, I flag all my videos as having light swearing so that I just don't have to deal with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because I don't swear
I did not know that. That's actually really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I said, okay, so the one guy's like, yeah, I like it when Dave kills bad guys, or sometimes do something and I'll say get Dave after. I don't do that a ton. One person asked if I said that. This was like one of the comments I had like 8 years ago, but some of them are burned in my memory. And one was asking if I say that after, let's say, an activity you and I do. Yeah, and I was like, no comment. Actually comment. No, why would I do that? I try to keep the internet and real life kind of separate. I feel like
somebody already made a compilation video.
That was every time I died in Super Mario. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them were not great. Oh. Yeah, if you go on, I have a TV tropes page someone made for me. I forget who. Long time.
Thank you, it's funny.
Fan. Oh, it's like one of the greatest honors of my life. The TV trope channel or page. But yeah, there's a couple of good ones. My favorite one's in FF15.
And the Super Mario. The death montage? Is that what we're saying?
The death montage is Super Mario. My favorite F-bomb was in Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, okay.
There's like a battle that's inexplicably like a 45-minute death fight. And they're just like huge damage spuns, and I finally finished them off, and I was pretty salty. Anyway, if you want to support the channel's creative projects, all the Let's Plays we do, they do a Let's Play a day every day, with the exception of today, but it did have 2 streams.
2?
I did the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, and then I stopped it, and then did this one. Partly not to mix my channel stuff with something I could get copyright stroked for.
Yeah. Gotcha.
On the other hand, I also had to switch from using the Elgato to OBS. So, anyway, yeah, if you want to support the channel, the Let's Plays or game development, check it out. Patreon.com/getdave. It helps so much. Okay, so the reason why I thought about showing art before, and you told me to not.
And you don't need to revisit that.
Fire the shotgun too quickly, prematurely, was because I mentioned this before, but I hired an artist named Leandro Franci, and he's amazing. He's world class, and yeah, he's made some really fantastic stuff. And I would not be able to hire him without the Patreon income, basically, because we had a moment right when we started game development. We were looking at the amount of money we have for channel stuff, and we're like, okay, this can help. And because it pays for channel stuff already. Channel income from the YouTube pays for channel expenses, which we just filed their taxes. They're pretty high. Games cost money. And we had this moment where we took a look at it and we're like, yeah, there's just not enough. And so we did the Patreon, and it's been so positive at every step. And if you don't have money, don't give it. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make people feel guilty or anything. I'm just trying to let you know that like it enabled me to hire Leandro. That and the fact that Leandro said yes, which helped immensely. And
it's also helped with getting music too.
Yeah, helps pay for recording studio time as well. Let us do it that way. Pay for some of your gear as well for doing like Ableton work and everything. So like that's stuff that like we couldn't pull all of that from our budget because
we have to eat something other than potatoes.
Yeah, not necessarily. But yeah, just because like I had to quit my job, and so like the budget is like super rigid. We've like it's been tight. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that roof leak one day.
One day
I'm not gonna have to crawl out there so often. Anyway, but yeah, it's like super tight. So this just gives us the flexibility to have like a really good artist, because that's the stuff I want to put effort into, or like play Final Fantasy VII Remake on launch day, which I would like to do.
Already told me to not be.
Yeah,
or that you will not be available.
That's a day off. Yeah. I'll brick ramen all the time. No, if you need, you're gonna die of scurvy if you do that. You gotta hit the potato, eat the potato skin. That's I learned that in university. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully it didn't get weird at the end. We're just like.
I feel like we've been paused on. This is a funny video because we've been paused on that forever.
Yeah, Raina's. I thought about giving her like a Sonic-esque tapping animation. That's gonna be like a super low priority thing, but have her tapping her feet. Where is fun though? I hope so. You guys can quit whenever you want, just like the 7 of you who already did. Is Valkyria Chronicles 4 on my list?
Okay, are you continuing this? Because I'm not a.
You can leave.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like those other 7 people.
Oh my god.
Just like no, you can leave. If you have 1 minute to ask questions to Mrs. Get Dave.
Who is set to expire.
Yeah, oh, she's the least night person ever.
Not a great morning person either. I'm more like a 11 a.m. person.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her done then.
More live stream. Or he says more live stream. It's possible he just wants to increase the amount of Mako energy.
I was just going to say, I got that reference.
You are dismissed. You can leave the hole.
I no longer need your voice.
What to call Dave? Heaven Guard. When did I get that name?
Whoa.
That Dragon Strike should be Dragon's Bane, I believe. I think. I don't know. That's from.
I really applaud that you have kept a file of that.
Yeah, that's also highly flattering. You should put it in the TV tropes thing. It might be in there or not. That's the wiki.
I was just gonna say that's the Wikipedia page.
That's the wiki for the amount of data worth recording, which includes the F-bomb list, which that's worth recording. My only claim to glory. Please end the stream so I can go to the bathroom.
You think you have to go to the bathroom.
So let's talk about that Patreon. What's it worth to you? All right. Yeah. I feel like there was one question I ignored.
We're terrible at leaving public spaces.
Yeah, man, we loiter a lot.
We loiter and we talk. Yeah. And then we're like, we should really go. Okay, no.
This is what hanging out with us like. We would be standing at your door letting all the cool air in.
Yeah. And then you'd be like, no, please just come in because the air or the bugs, either one.
Yeah.
And then we're loitering some more, and half an hour later we're all still talking in the entranceway.
Yep.
Of somewhere.
It can happen. All right. Thanks for coming out, everybody. See you in the next Let's Play. Star Trek Armada 3 goes up tomorrow. Hope you like Sins of a Solar Empire, Star Trek Armada. Sins mod.
Swords of a Sternal Poem.
Yeah. There's a lot of S's in there. It's a space thing goes up tomorrow. Once I upload it. Yeah. Hope you like the game. There'll be more of this. I'm doing tweaks to combat right now. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I had it, and then I kind of felt like I could do a slightly better iteration on what I did. So that's what it is. Bye, Felicia. I think you're Felicia Day.
Is that a compliment or not?
Oh, she's great.
Okay.
I think maybe a little weird.
I'm super bad at knowing famous people who they are.
She's nerd famous. Oh. Do you remember Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog? Mm-hmm. Okay, that was her. Okay. Yeah. She was Neil Patrick Harris.
I agree.
Stressful day. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad we could end it on a light note. A night load. We guys stocked up on toilet paper. We have an adequate supply.
Seriously.
It doesn't cut. We don't need to get into that.
We're normal people.
Yeah.
We didn't go panic.
Yeah. That was a Friday.
Oh, no.
Bye Felicia is a Friday reference. You have a shower. Ah, jeez, Darcy, don't be that guy.
Oh, I do remember
firing the nuke
thing.
So I learned an important thing. Don't speak in the negative. We are not having the toilet paper to bidet debate in here. Don't speak in the negative.
Yeah.
You say hold your fire is the positive way of saying it, and now you do not include the statement of the exact thing you do not want to have happen.
The same is true also when talking to young children.
Yeah.
Because all they hear is what you're not
firing the nuke. Fire the nuke.
Yeah. They fire the nuke every time.
Hold fire. Or just hold. Just in case. Yeah, you can't even say fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually because then they may be like, oh, I heard fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hold.
I feel really you just say hold.
Now he fired the nuke. All right, thanks for coming out, everyone.
Good night.